Alrighty then, Sean, Katie, what happened in the last episode of House of the Dragon?
Oh, lighten up a bit. So it was the flash forward, about 10 years, wasn't it? Kids. They all have kids now. We saw Aegon, Aemond, and Helena, which are Alicent and Vicerys' 3 children. I'm not going to remember all of.
There's Jacaerys.
Joffrey's the baby. I can't remember what the middle one's called.
No idea.
Anyway, yeah. Rhaenyra has 3 children, all 2 Harwin strong. Who was the commander of the Sea Watch.
It
was a bit like a horrible, not a horrible episode, but it was like a bit of like a. It made me despise Alicent and Sir Criston. They were basically just like bitching about Rhaenyra the entire episode, to put it simply. Trying to get Viserys to say that Rhaenyra's children aren't Laenor's children, but he's kind of just. It's not. I don't know if it's that he doesn't see it or that he's choosing not to. I think he just cares about his daughter too much. But Alicent is actively trying to turn her children against Rhaenyra's children. She's kind of doing the same thing that Otto did to her, kind of like manipulating them into thinking that if Rhaenyra becomes queen, she'll kill them. What else happened? We saw Daemon and Laena, who were in Pentos, was it? They were in? They were offered like a house and like an estate and everything to stay there and offer them protection with the dragons. From the Dornish.
And the Triarch.
Yeah. Laena didn't want to. Daemon did. Bit of a thing. They had 2 daughters, and Laena was pregnant with another child, but during the birth she couldn't actually have the baby, so she asked Vaegar, who was her dragon, to burn her, put her out of her misery basically.
Indeed.
And she did. Vaegar did.
Anything else?
What else?
Harwin and Selynel,
yeah. Selynel was trying to be like an admirable person, like he's been from the start, and tried to resign his hand. Sarah said no, so he just said he was going to take Harwin back to Harrenhal. When they got there, their son Larys had got a bunch of like, I guess, sellswords, right? Maybe.
Well, they were all prisoners,
just bit
murderers and stuff.
Weirdos. Cut out the tongues and made them go and burn them alive, which was really kind of sad and horrible. And then it ended with Rhaenyra and Laenor leaving Dragonstone, wasn't it? They said they couldn't be there.
They didn't want to be there anymore.
Everyone's, talking about them, gossiping. Alicent's trying to, undermine her at every cost. The best thing for them to do is just go to Dragonstone.
Just leave. Let's get out of here. Get out of Dodge. Escape. Retreat. Run. Flee. Fly, you fools.
That episode really made me dislike Alicent. So Criston, I was kind of like, I don't like he's a bit of
Hell hath no fury like a Kingsguard scorned.
I know. It's like, jeez, like, she dumped you, get over it. It's been 10 years, dude. Jeez. And then you've just got, and then Sir Harwin, he just didn't care. He was like, I'm just like the side piece, but you know what?
I'm still their
happy.
father.
And he was still nice and admirable person, and he just...
And he helped her when all that hell was breaking loose at her. When he went straight in, got right into the mush, made sure she got out.
I know.
Didn't care about the guy getting his face squashed.
That's like really sad. We didn't get much of him, but I did really like him. He seemed like a really good person.
He was also defending his sons.
So
basically saying why is Criston sort of teaching
Alicent's children and not Rhaenyra's. Even though Rhaenyra's...
Not just that, but he was essentially saying why you're teaching Aegon to be a bully. And
which is the thing as well, because it was like... I really disliked Criston for it, because he was like, he touched Aegon and he was like, that's the prince. And it's like, well, he just roughly grabbed Viserys, and he's the heir after Rhaenyra.
Who's technically the
third
in line.
So it's like...
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I just didn't like Alicent.
Yeah, this is episode 7, titled Driftmark.
There's one thing the show knows how to do. It knows how to make us hate characters.
Mm.
Straight off the bat. Just the fact that Alicent asked for Rhaenyra to go, like, for Rhaenyra's child the second it was born, to be taken
just
to her.
Just to see her hair. See his hair, sorry.
It's like just that.
Oh. Rhys Ifans. Otto's in this episode.
Of course. Well, Lionel's dead, isn't he? Alicent's probably gonna like weasel her way
That's
into getting Otto to be hand again.
Is he still not gonna choose Daemon? I mean, I know he doesn't like Daemon, but he put up with him at the wedding.
I think he's trying. I think Viserys' issue is that he's too peaceful. He tries to make peace at every cost, and it's an admirable trait, but in a world like this, you can't only rely on that. You have to be willing to fight.
Yeah,
I think that's the issue with Alicent. She just needs to be like given a telling off. Shut your gob, lass.
When you play the Game of Thrones, Kate, you either win or you die.
There is no middle ground.
No.
We learned that the hard way. In that one season, we learned that the hard way. I'll never forgive and I'll never forget Eddard Stark.
Eddard Stark getting his head chopped off.
That's when you knew. That's when you thought, "Oh God, what is this show?"
Do you think?
Well,
was that the moment?
That was the moment where I thought, "Okay, anyone can die."
That was the moment
where I was like, you know what? This is not like other shows.
George R. Martin was saying, he watches his reactions to certain bits of the show because he knows there's always the one person who has seen it, and he's making their friends and family watch it just so they can see their reactions. That was me with Katie and my mum, making them watch it. The Red Wedding.
Early seasons was so intense.
The Red Wedding was such a moment. I didn't even watch it. I was just like...
You're looking at us, I know.
Oh, is this Sir Lionel's funeral?
Is it? I mean... No. That's a Velaryon sigil, it'll be Laena.
Velaryon.
Velaryon, yeah.
The Lady Laena.
Oh, they're all there.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Wonder how that came about. Yeah.
Someone slap that child.
Yeah.
Give him a good slap.
A lot of I've seen a lot of people on the internet are really, really disliking Aegon. Considering who he's named after.
I know.
He just seems awful, doesn't he?
He was never going to live up to the name he was given, was he? That was the issue, but... I feel bad for him as well, though. Alicent's dug her claws in, hasn't she?
Yep.
He's just a spoiled brat. Oh, he is. Oh.
Who's that? Which one's that?
Oh, that's Caraxes.
There's a lot.
Is that Cyrax, I see? I couldn't tell you the other ones. Maybe Sea Smoke, that's Laenor's.
Wonder if Vaegar's there.
Why? He's not got a rider anymore.
So who's going to claim him?
Trainer shot.
I used to like Alicent as well.
I know.
That's a handsome crown.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a weirdo. Yeah, get the fringe out of the hair boy, out of the face boil. Oh.
It's your birthright, lad.
Does Corlys have a dragon?
It means everyone's dead.
Oh, bless him. See, they're still decent-ish characters. See, it's almost like Aemond knows that Viserys wasn't behind the pig thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the one that seems like the bully. Yeah, what's he gonna do now? He's had 2 wives. He's had 2 wives now, hasn't he? No, Henry VIII.
The gods can be cruel.
Seems they've been especially cruel to you.
Yes.
That wasn't much of a conversation.
No. He just doesn't care, does he? He just says how it is.
Brother.
One does not ordinarily walk away from a king.
Loss, my prince.
No matter how fat the leech grows, it always wants for another meal.
Oh.
Jeez.
He doesn't have a dragon either, does he?
No.
I assumed it would be Laena's daughter that would bond with Vaegar, but it might be him. Does Aegon have a dragon? Doesn't he?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the name of his dragon is.
And so just Viserys.
I think they all do. I think all of our children does.
I do not believe Alicent's capable of cold murder.
I mean, I guess she wasn't directly
Each of us
involved,
is
was she?
capable of depravity. But more than you would believe.
I think every person who's played a Targaryen has done a mint job.
I believe it of you. You abandoned me.
I spared you. You were a child.
Yes. Yes, I was a child. And look at what my life became without you. Droll tragedy.
Go on, I wonder what you think of mine by comparison.
I know little of it.
I am at least allowed to mourn my losses.
I was going to say, she hasn't been given time to mourn for Harwin, has she?
She's not really been able to, has she? She couldn't do it publicly.
No.
That's like something Otto Hightower would love to see. He's just lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, not because he's a perv, but because he's... but because he's...
No, because he would exploit it and turn it into a big issue, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I feel like someone is going to see them. Who would be worse to see this? Otto Hightower or Larys?
I don't even know.
Because Larys seems a lot more dangerous than...
Otto's very, like...
He's a lot more subtle.
I don't know, they're both scheming, they're both just different types of schemers, aren't they?
Or they're really just in the dishevelled boat.
A dishevelled boat.
It's literally just a
The
boat.
skeleton of a boat.
Yeah. This is strangely what everyone who is following the show has wanted. These two. What's it called? What did I say? Rhaenyra or something?
Something like that. It's all good and everything, but Laenor's still alive.
Well, he's happy to sleep with men. What do you mean Laenor's still alive? Like, what was the point
Like,
you're trying to make?
That she's married. Technically.
So is he?
Yeah, I know. That's not the issue. I'm saying they couldn't actually be together, could they? Publicly. Because Laenor's alive.
Oh, you mean these two couldn't be together publicly?
Yes.
Right, okay. You should have made that point a bit more clear. I don't know. I thought you meant that this is horrible because she's cheating on Laenor.
No.
And I was like, well, Laenor's
I'm sure
been
over
cheating
the past
on her.
10 years, they've both gotten used to each other doing that, but still, it's just...
Did Aemond see? It's been dragon noises for quite a while. And it never really showed you what dragon. Like, you heard of wings flapping.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be Vaegar. That looks big. Christ alive, look at the size of the bloody thing. Imagine how big Velaryon must have been.
That's what...
Good grief.
I think this is why everyone's been taught about Velaryon, because it's like...
Look at the size of it. Is that going to be his first step? I would maybe talk to it first, you know, maybe just stroke it. But
yeah, I don't think you could just get on a dragon and ride it. Like, you'd have to bond with it.
But he bikes in our street.
Don't just climb it, kid. You know you can't just climb it.
bruh. Targaryen.
You would just like let yourself like the wind waft you so it can smell you, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't get the chance because it's breathing right at him.
Oh, I think it did. I must. No.
I wonder what.
It probably doesn't.
I wonder what a dragon's breath smells like. Yes, that is quite...
Is that how you bond with a dragon? Just say serve. Just then it just goes. Yeah.
I mean,
either yes or fire. A lot of fire.
Let's be fair. It would take some serious cojones to stand in front of a dragon and say serve.
I like the fact you're saying this side of it though. It's not as simple as you just have a bunch of dragons and that's it.
Yeah. It's not treating.
I already translated it.
Well, Daenerys means serve. Daenerys means serve. And the only other words that we really learned was halt. And we already know what Dracarys means. Yeah, I like how it's treat the dragons not like dogs, but like almost like horses, I suppose, but in a different sort of way.
Oh god, he was getting flapping around.
That would be terrifying.
Come on, dude, you didn't even strap yourself in.
How do you strap yourself in? How do you strap yourself to a dragon? They don't have seatbelts.
It's a... Yeah.
It'd be like, crap.
It's a saddle, surely there's some kind of seatbelt.
Well, normal saddles for a horse don't have seatbelts.
Well, now there's something you can... Oh god.
I thought he was maybe going to lose his eye there.
Eye through bird.
Imagine losing your eye to a pigeon. That'd be devastating, wouldn't it?
Oh dear. It'd be cool though if you could say, well, I was riding a dragon and...
Yeah. I was riding the biggest known dragon at the minute.
Look at the wings, it's got like scars, like battle scars and...
Well, it will do. Was Vaegar one of the three that came with...
Yeah, Visenya rode Vaegar. Oh yeah.
Thing is, I imagine...
It's an insane looking dragon. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh! Right in the middle. You would get off it, wouldn't you, and just be like...
Yeah, you'd like the James Bond, like, suit
Yeah.
fix, wouldn't you? That's rude.
Come at me again and I'll feed you to my dragon.
Oh god, he's got brave now that he's got a dragon, hasn't he?
Because he's riding Vaegar? Someone's going to knock his eye out here, aren't they?
God, he's getting jumped by 3 kids. 4.
This is a dysfunctional family.
Oh! Is this how he loses the eye? Oh. Thing is, I like Aemond and I like these kids, I just don't like... It's...
But what's changed? It's just... He didn't seem that horrific. Oh! Yeah, where were the kings? Where were the king's guard?
It wasn't even Jace, it was the youngest.
You shall have to wear a patch.
Ow, what was that for? It was nothing compared to the abuse your brother suffered while you were drowning in your cups, you fool.
Oh no.
This is where it's going to start.
It wasn't even the oldest, it was the youngest.
Show me.
What was it?
Show me.
What's the youngest called
Who
again?
did this?
They attacked me. He attacked Baylor.
Baylor.
Enough.
The Prince Lucerys brought a blade to the ambush. He meant to kill my son.
It was my sons who were attacked and forced to defend themselves.
What insults?
The legitimacy of my son's birth was put loudly to question.
What?
Called us bastards.
Where did you hear this lie?
The insult was training yard bluster. The lot of boys, it was nothing.
Aemond, I asked you a question.
Ooh, is he going to tell her that it was his mother?
Where's Sir Laenor? I wonder the boy's father. Perhaps he might have something to say in the matter.
Yes, where is Sir Laenor?
Entertaining his young squires. No adventure.
Look at him giving him the eye.
Look at me.
I wonder if there's going to be a fight. I want to say a fight.
You're
Not a
king.
children's fight.
Who spoke these lies to you? This interminable infighting must cease! All of you! We are family!
Just a very dysfunctional one. He's been bloody knocking it out of the park as Vicerys. Good for him.
Is she going to do something? Is she going to say something?
That is insufficient. I shall have one of her son's eyes in return.
My dear wife,
He is your
You-
son, Viserys. Your blood.
do not allow your temper to guide your judgment.
What an evil woman, oh my god.
You will
Oh,
not seek justice, the Queen will.
This matter is finished. Do you understand?
what a mad show this has turned into.
What's she going to do? What's she going to do?
Oh!
Oh. Daemon, stop him.
Hiding beneath the cloak of your own righteousness.
Oh!
Oh, did she get her?
Somebody save her, that could be her veins. And yes, treason. She attacked the royal princess.
The heir to the throne? Who cares if she's a queen?
Off with her head. It's all just kicked off. The latter stages of this series have just turned into everything just kicking off all at once. See, it's weird with Aemond because I liked him, but now I don't like him. I liked him when he was sort of the outcast of the group.
I'm on the fence. He's a bit of a grey character for me.
They're all great characters. That's what George Martin loves writing about. But they're all human as well. If you were getting bullied by your family and then you were riding the biggest dragon that's living at the minute, you would be pompous about it, wouldn't you? I would. I'd make sure everyone in the 7 Kingdoms knew.
I've never seen that side of you, my daughter.
That's a trailer shot as well. Him
I
standing there
even
like that.
doubted its existence.
It was an ugly thing, I regret it.
We play an ugly game. And now, for the first time, I see that you have the determination to win it. The boy was right. It's worth 1,000 times the price he paid.
It's weird how Otto talks about Aemond compared to Aegon. Seems to like... Oh, I have one of those.
Not quite like that. Not as big as that.
A broken nose is the worst.
Thank you, mister. Leave us.
Oh, he's going to get a telling off. A proper telling off.
You've already found enough trouble today. Things might have been different.
Yeah. I wonder if she's pregnant with...
I hate the gods for making me as they did.
I do not. You are an honourable man.
Oh, bless her.
With a good heart.
Yeah. Don't be ashamed of what you are.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she doesn't hate him.
Arrangement all those years ago, but I recommit myself to you.
Fair play, boyo.
And to strengthening our house as we prepare you for your ascension. I will raise our sons to be princes of the realm.
Laenor.
Good.
You deserve better than what I have been.
Fair play.
You deserve a husband.
Oh, bless him. Good for him.
Fair play.
That's just all she wanted, wasn't it? It's just for him to...
A bit of support. More than anything else, just a bit of actual support. Look, one of those little huts.
I've asked them to have wine ready for you on the ship to help you sleep.
I'm just wondering when Vicerys is going to kick it. It's almost like every episode he seems to be worse and worse.
I'm so sorry.
The issue is just when I think he's getting a backbone, he's going to do something, he doesn't follow through.
Well, the main problem is that he's trying to appease everyone, isn't he, instead of making decisive decisions that might upset some people but are the right decisions.
Yeah.
You know, Aemond started that fight, so it was comeuppance, and you would think he would just there go, you started the fight.
Yeah.
You know, what do you want?
To be fair though, they shouldn't have pulled out the knife. I think they were all wrong in what they were doing, but yeah.
It's interesting as well how much Laenor is starting to sound like Corley's. When he was talking to her there, he sounded a lot like him. And also, Otto was like, yeah, we have Vaegar on our side now.
These are dangerous times.
Is it devotion? So far...
He's in it for something. He's wanting something. He wants
to
power of his own.
Come, I require such a friend.
I shall await your call, my queen.
So far, all he's done is made himself the Lord of Harrenhal. It's not exactly like he's served her.
Well, he made it seem like he was helping her, though, even though it's greatly benefited him.
That's two potential claimants to the throne.
We could not marry unless Laenor were dead.
Is she gonna get him to kill Laenor?
Oh, after he just swore himself to her.
I want them together too, but not like this.
Yeah. I don't know what I want anymore.
I've heard about your exploits in the Stepstones, Sir Carl. Said to be a knight of remarkable skill.
You flatter me, my lord.
Alas, common born.
Is he gonna get him to kill Laenor and then give him this house and penthouse?
Oh, yeah.
I will not be
maybe.
a tyrant. And rule through terror.
A tyrant rules only through terror.
I do love Laenor.
Then grant him this kindness. Set him free.
You forget yourself.
Oh, he was going to protect him? Oh.
He said witnesses, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh no, they're gonna see?
This will cost Lord Corlys and Princess Rhaenys their only remaining child.
We will know the truth of it, and our enemies won't.
they will fear what else we might be capable of.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
I like both of these characters, but Laenor was doing the right thing.
Hasn't she just been cut open? This can't be healthy. Losing more blood. I don't know what to think anymore. Well, we all knew this is what was coming at some point.
That's why Daemon killed that random guy. It wasn't him, it was... Oh! And he's going to go to I actually really like happy. That. He's going to go live his life that he wants in Pentos. Oh!
That's why he was saying as well about doing it in front of witnesses.
So that they knew it was...
So that, yeah.
They knew it was going to be him. Oh, and he was saying set him free. It was like let him go and be who he wants to be. Oh, I actually really like that. I mean, I feel sorry for the guy that just got killed and burned.
No, it was probably just doing...
It was probably a nice bloke.
He's probably going in to mop up the floors or something.
Yeah, he probably lighting all of the several candles in the hall, bless him.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just don't know. I don't know who I like and who I dislike anymore.
I still like Rhaenyra. I was a bit unsure after the whole Laenor thing, but now I know that Laenor's alive. I still like Rhaenyra. I just don't know what it is. I don't possibly understand how people could like Alicent. You might dislike the stuff that Rhaenyra's done, you know, like the crimes that she's committed and all this stuff, but Alicent isn't a nice person. She isn't a good person. It's like I do feel bad for her in a way because of a dad made her like that.
Thing is, she's a bit like Cersei, whereas some people will say, well, she's trying to protect her sons, trying to protect her family.
Yeah.
You know, but the way she's going about it is not very nice. But it's a typical mother thing where it's like she'll kill the entire world before she lets anything bad happen to her kids, which is not a bad thing.
Enough, yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but I think the reason
it wasn't so much of that. It was more of the fact she has it out for Rhaenyra.
I think the reason that it feels so bad with Alicent is because when she was younger, she seemed nicer.
Yeah.
And even after she asked Rhaenyra if anything happened between her and Daemon, and Rhaenyra promised that, she was like, okay, so we can still be friends. And then the time jump happened, and it feels like she's gone to being like 5 to 11 very, very quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. I was a bit of I don't know how I feel about the kids fighting, because it was kind of like, okay, he started the fight, he was defending his cousins and his own parentage, so it's like, yeah, but he shouldn't have pulled out the knife. That was really extreme.
Yeah.
He still is blood. He still is uncle. Uncle. Yeah, uncle.
Is he?
Yeah, he's Rhaenyra's brother.
Right.
So yeah, uncle.
Right, yeah.
So he shouldn't have pulled out the knife, but...
It's the same with Aemond, though. It's like, I liked Aemond to start off with.
I still don't dislike him. I think he was probably just had a bit of like a adrenaline rush from riding Vaegar, which I don't blame him for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't... That whole situation was a bit... It was... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It also felt like there was quite a lot of battle lines getting drawn there.
Yeah.
I feel like the Dance of Dragons is starting. Winter is coming.
I'm just not prepared. I want to see dragons die.
Winter
but
is
what's
coming.
going to happen with the Velaryon, like Corlys and Rhaenys? Because Rhaenyra was said, well, people are probably going to assume that she had something to do with it, considering the fact he died and then she married Daemon, like, I assume close after.
Mm-hmm.
So are they not going to...
Laena's daughters. You assume they're going to be the heirs of Driftmark.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I don't know when exactly it is that the Velaryons cease to exist. I don't know if it's this time or after.
Must be this time. They're all pretty much dragon riders, and we're all getting... Laena and Laenor are dead. The only true Velaryons left are Corlys and Laena's children.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They might have others, but they're like the important ones, aren't they?
Yeah. God knows. Yeah. Only 2 episodes left. 3 episodes left. 8, 9 and 10. God knows. God knows.
I don't even know.
I
wonder if this is going to follow suit of what the structure of Game of Thrones was, where 9 is just where all hell breaks loose and 10 sets up for the next season.
Unless, of course, it's seasons 7 and 8.
Yeah.
In which case, everything just burns.
But yeah, I don't think... it's been really tense so far.
Yeah. I
don't think I'd be prepared for that level of structure, where if episode 9 comes out and it's like just that craziness.
It's crazy brawl. I feel like there's
going to
be
like
a fight.
A big dragon fight or something.
Not even a dragon fight. I think there's going to be like a duel between maybe even the Kingsguard, because the bald one with the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard doesn't seem to like what Kristen's doing.
No.
Because Kristen seems to be getting far too involved with politics. But the Kingsguard only has one job, and it's to protect the royal family.
Yeah.
It's like, so where were the Kingsguard when Aemond lost his eye?
Well, he left him in command, didn't he? Because he was going to escort the king.
Yeah, so it's like... it might be a duel between them two.
I do think, because he seemed quite close with Rhaenyra as well, so I wonder if he's going to... It wouldn't technically be this... Because if Viserys dies, Rhaenyra should be queen, therefore he wouldn't be going against his oath by supporting Rhaenyra. Because he'll be saying, well, no, she's actually the queen.
What about a trial by combat?
In what? Why would they have a trial by combat?
Laenor's death.
But as far as they're aware, it was some random...
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an idea for why these two would fight.
I just think it might be as simple as he just goes, Viserys dies, Alicent says, no, he shouldn't, Rhaenyra shouldn't be queen, it should be Aegon. Otto does this thing where he's like, oh no, they've got Larys, and they oppose Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of goes, well, no, it should be Rhaenyra, because then he wouldn't be going against his vow, because he would still be protecting the rightful heir.
Mm.
And so he goes with Rhaenyra, and then obviously Sir Kristen says.
Well,
I don't know.
I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Don't spoil anything. Like the video, subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when we upload. We upload every day. Anything else you want to say? Archie, lie down.
I do really like the show so far, but I'm not prepared to see dragons die. I'm really not. I can't handle it. There's so many dragons, some of you I haven't even seen properly yet. And then there's just Vaegar. Who's going to fight Vaegar?
The thing is with Vaegar, because he's so big, well, because she's so big, probably going to be quite slow.
There'll be other dragons faster. Still though, I'm kind of like, oh, come on, like, that's a big dragon. Also, did Rhaenyra's sons get their dragons out of the dragon pit? Are they still in the dragon pit?
I don't know. I have no idea. I suppose we'll just have to wait.
Because that would kind of be awkward, because then there's just, they don't have their dragons.
Yeah.
I assume not. I assume they probably take the dragons with them so they can continue the bond with them, but...
We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for watching.
I need to know